Pundit, an expert in a particular field or subject who is regularly called upon to give their opinions to the public. F1, just like every other sport, is full of these pundits, mostly made up of ex-drivers mixed in with a few traditional presenters. They each fill a different role of the team to help give us fans the best commentary and insight about what's going on both on and off the track throughout the race weekend. However, with their job including criticising and critiquing the drivers on track, with their opinions being heard by thousands or well maybe millions of viewers, it begs the question, how would they get on if they were out there on track? Which one of them would do the best? Well, today I'm going to be answering that question, figuring out once and for all which F1 pundit, if all put on equal cars and thrown out on track, would win in a race. Well, boys and girls, let's not waste any more time and find out.
You don't like me, that's established. Keyboard warrior, ugly ass cat.
Right, no, hang on, pause it. Sorry to interrupt everyone, but I've got some big news. It's come to my attention that a massive portion of you lot are not subscribed to this channel. That's right, I'm on to you. I know you're not subscribed. It's not good enough, lads. You can't just watch my content for free and not subscribe. It's in the terms of service. Look, I'll give you 5 seconds now. Go down and click that subscribe button. I'm just going to stare at you awkwardly till you do it. Go on, do it, lad. It's not going to click itself. Right, done it? Good, I'll be checking again next time. Right, here's the video.
You can never act this out here, living that lavish life. You should be embarrassed, yikes. Cash in the vault, so it's safe to say.
So as I mentioned, there's so many pundits in and around the Formula 1 space. So for the sake of this video, we're just going to be focusing on the ones for the Sky Sports F1 team. Since you know they're the main broadcast team here in the UK, and I'm from the UK, and I'm not very cultured. So sorry lads, no David Coulthard or Eddie Jordan in this one, but it's fine, I'm sure we can live without them for a day. So the Sky Sports team has 13 main presenters, and a surprising amount of them have racing experience. I mean, who would have thought it, employing people who used to race cars to talk about people racing cars. In fact, they have 3 world champions on their team, and 8 ex-F1 drivers, but don't worry, we'll get back to them later. We've got a few to go through first. Starting off with the 5 members of the team who haven't got any actual proper racing experience, and rounding out the grid in last place is Natalie Pinkham, a proven and well-versed TV presenter, often found in the F1 pit lane. Mrs. Pink has never raced in the past, but I did find a video where she drove on ice with Kimi Räikkönen, where she did crash.
I race often with women and cars.
Now, since we have so little to go on for these lot, that's enough for me to put her in last place, so sorry, Mrs. Pink. Up next, we have Crofty. Now, Crofty's been around the F1 grid since 2006, and has led the F1 commentary team on Sky Sports since it started. However, obviously, he has no racing experience, plus he's 50 now, so that can't help. And thus, sad times for Crofty as I'm putting him in 12th place in our race. Now, in 11th place, we have Ted Kravitz. We all love Ted and his bloody notebook, but once again, he has no on-track racing experience. Yet saying that, he does fly planes in his spare time, according to Wikipedia, so that might not be a reliable source, but I hope it is. So, I mean, this skill and experience of driving complicated and extreme vehicles, plus the multitasking involved to do so, would probably help him beat out the ones I've already mentioned so far, and secure him 11th place. Coming home just in front of Ted in 10th place is Simon Lazenby. Although an avid sportsman and ex-rugby player in his younger years, Sky Sports F1's leading presenter obviously has no racing experience. However, as the lead presenter, over the years he's had the chance to do some little racing things for all the TV segments and stuff like that, which I feel can really help him in this race. Because, I mean, he actually has, or well, had, an actual racing license, so that's a good start. And he showed he was decent enough in a go-kart, so that's enough for me. 10th place for Simon. Now, topping the list of the pundits who don't have actual proper racing experience is Rachel Brooks. Often found in the paddock interviewing drivers before and after races. Rachel's father and brothers both have a past of racing, and she herself even gave it a go in 2016, racing a radical at Alton Park as part of a series for Sky Sports. This experience, combined with the fact that she also has a racing license like Simon, and comes from a racing family, I feel puts her as the most skilled non-racing pundit, and secures her 9th place. So now we're moving on to the top 8 in our race, and everyone from here upwards is an ex-Formula 1 driver. And finishing at the bottom of that pile, I'm going to be saying it's the wonderful Martin Brundle. Now, Norfolk-born Brundle grew up racing and managed to drive an F1 between 1984 and 1987, and then 1992 and 1996, where he managed to achieve a respectable 9 podiums. And then since leaving F1 and joining the commentary side of things, he's continued to race in sports cars and Le Mans and stuff like that, all the way up to like 2013. Yet despite being a lifelong racer and, you know, a successful one at that, my man Martin is 61 now. And in 2017, he actually suffered from a heart attack during a race weekend while running to the podium in Monaco. So I feel this evidence his best days might be a little bit behind him, and these health issues may stop him from moving his way further up the grid. Speaking of being further up the grid, in 7th place, big lad Johnny Herbert. Raced in Formula 1 from 1989 to 2000, taking 3 race wins along the way, and in 1995 he even won the Le Mans 24 Hour. There's obviously no question that Johnny is a good driver, and since leaving F1 in 2000 he's jumped around a few different categories, up till around 2012 from what I can find, where again he was quite successful. This, combined with the fact he's 5 years younger than Brundle, should mean he should be able to beat out his co-worker and secure that 7th place. Now 6th place could be a debatable one for many of you lot, as I'm putting Damon Damon Hill. Son of two-time world champion, absolute legend of the sport, Graham Hill. Damon himself secured legend status by securing himself a title in 1996 and collecting 22 wins and 42 podiums in his F1 career. And since leaving F1, he kept driving some other sports car categories, doing pretty well. But again, he's 60 now. I'm still not doubting he'll be able to thrash the majority of people in this stuff these days. But with the rest of the competitions up against in this list, I feel 6th place isn't too bad for the 1996 world champion. So on to the top 5 now, and in 5th place, I'm placing Karun Chandhok. Now we all know Karun's a proven driver, racing in F1 from 2010 to 2011, Formula E for a season from 2014 to 15, took part in Le Mans for multiple years, most recently in 2017. And you know, he's still only 37, pretty youngish, not that rusty in terms of driving. So for me, I'd say he managed P5. Now in 4th place, just missing out on our podium, is Anthony Davidson. Often seen giving analysis and occasionally in the commentary box for practice sessions, Mr. Davidson is a well-experienced driver and championship winner, driving briefly in F1 for a couple years in the 2000s and winning the World Endurance Championship in 2014, a series which he still races in now. He's also done a load of sim work with Mercedes and stuff like that, and all this combined with the fact he's still only 41, again, which isn't too old, I think it's fair to say he'll be battling for a podium. Speaking of which, on the first step of our podium, I'm placing Nico Rosberg. Now this might be quite a controversial one, you know, placing the most recent world champion on this list in only 3rd place, but hear me out here, okay? We all know how good Rosberg is. I don't need to go into his F1 career. We all know he's class. I mean, he won the world championship in 2016, battled for it for many years before that, but since his short retirement in 2016, he hasn't really done that much racing, especially compared to some other people on this list who haven't got to yet or I've already mentioned. And you know, this lack of racing at a top level in the last few years is for me what I'd say his detriment's going to be in this race, since the two above him in this are still very active in top formulas of sport, and thus it's only going to be 3rd place for everyone's favourite unfiltered occasional presenter. And so we have just 2 presenters slash 2 drivers left. If you watch the Sky Sports broadcast, you know who they are. If you don't, I'm going to leave you in suspense, but I can reveal in 2nd place in our theoretical F1 pundit race is Paul di Resta. Now the Scotsman raced in Formula 1 from 2011 to 2013, although he did make a very brief return with Williams in 2017, and despite not having the level of success as some other people on our list like say Rosberg, it's the fact he's still racing today in the World Endurance Championship and all the success he's had in other series, combined with his younger age of 34, which I feel really puts him in the fight for this race win. Yet, I'm saying he's just gonna miss out, finishing 2nd place to the one and only Jenson Button. Of course, the 2009 world champion and part-time Sky Sports presenter. Needs no introduction. He's had a load of success in F1, as we all know. But for me, what I feel makes the big difference, and is mainly the reason why he takes a W in this race, is the fact he's also still racing today. After leaving F1, he raced in Super GT and numerous other sports car classes, and just the other day he announced he's going to be racing in the Extreme E Series this year. So all of this combined makes me feel that he would just about take the win in our theoretical race. Although I would love to see the battle with the top 4 in this race, because I feel like it's going to be very close and would have been sick. So Sky Sports, if you are watching and you want to make this race happen, please do so. But yeah, lads, there you have it. Which Sky Sports F1 pundit would win in a race? According to me anyway. Do you lot agree? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you do disagree, make sure to let me know who you think will be on the podium. But yeah, until next time, I've been Aiden, this is MrAidenRule. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you lot next time.
You don't like me, that's established. Keyboard warrior, ugly ass catfish. You can never act this out here, living that lavish life. You should be embarrassed, yikes. Cash in the vault, so it's safe to say your boy stay dry on the rainy days. Royal flow, put me center stage. Walk to white, bitches say my name. Coming at me, you need stamina. This ain't for amateurs, waiting for hours and hours to shine on the camera. Still got you powerless.